What is up, everybody? Depraved Slasher, and we are back with another music review. I say this is a review because this is the first song I heard from Massive Man, and this is actually Massive Man and Mack Harrison. Um, this is the only song I've heard from Mack Harrison. If you guys are interested in more Mack Harrison, let me know. I'll go check him out. But this song is called Fallen Angel, and like I said, this was the first song that I heard from Massive Man, and it really paints a very true depiction of what it's like to deal with depression. So this track may not be the best for you, especially if you have suicidal thoughts. But no, I love the song. We're going to try and break it down a little bit. I'm going to give you guys some insights into what it's like for me. But yeah, this is Massive Man and Mack Harrison's Fallen Angel. I hope you guys enjoy it. In the US, someone takes their life every 12 minutes.
Hi depression, how you been? It's been a long time we meet again.
I've been good, the fuck you been up to though? Lately you look like you're unstoppable.
As you can see here, this is Massive Man is taking on the role of the guy with depression, and then Mack Harrison is the representation of depression. And starting off, it's already Massive Man saying, "What's up, depression? How you been? It's been a long time. We meet again." And then, of course, depression's going to answer back, or Mack Harrison. And I'm not going to stop this to break down every single bar. It's a pretty self-explanatory song, but just some stuff that I might stop after every verse and give you guys some thoughts and opinions. But let's keep this going.
Meet again.
I've been good, the fuck you been up to though? Lately you look like you're unstoppable. You must just not have checked your messages. I've been trying to get to you desperately. It's time you came and repaid your debt to me.
I just want to be left in peace. Why the fuck you gotta mess with me? So sick and tired of you testing me. Don't get to smile, don't get to sleep.
Sounds like you just need stress relief. Cut yourself or maybe take some pills, cause no one cares if you die or live. A waste of space, another useless soul. The world is better if you just go.
Why you an asshole, making it easy? As long as I'm breathing, my family needs me.
Give it a week and don't forget you're gone. Forget your name, forget your songs. You think you love, but that's just a lie. I cross my heart and I hope you die. You can't cope with this, you can't cope with change. You got knots to tie, you got ropes to hang.
But what do I do when I can't get a job and I can't get the fuck out my house? I'm losing it slowly, my life is unfolding, and this isn't what I'm about.
Whoa, tone it down, you're gonna bust a vein. It's just your fate, this isn't just a phase. I'm drawn to you, and you belong to me. I hope you see that now you're stuck with me. The voice inside your...
So, this is just starting off with him confronting his depression. And from the sounds of it, from the very beginning, it sounds like he's kind of not had to deal with the depression in a while. But it's kind of crept back up on him, right? And I know what this is like. And this actually reminds me, and actually it's more like the NF song reminds me of this. So when NF put out the song The Search, he talks, there's a part in the third verse where he talks about there's always that something that you try to keep away. And it's like you try to drown it, but it always comes back in a very ugly way. Like it just kind of resurfaces. And no matter how much you try to push it away, it always keeps coming back. And that's really a lot of what like depression is. Like, especially those of us that have to deal with it on a daily basis. And don't get me wrong, it's not always on a daily basis. For a lot of people it is. But it's like just when you think you've gotten rid of it, it comes back. And it's hard to explain, especially to people that don't have depression. Like for me, first off, it's really hard for me to talk to people about it because I don't like to be a burden on other people, and I don't want to burden other people with the feelings and the stuff that I have to deal with. And to take it a little bit further, depression is, at least for me, is kind of like this little voice in my head that is constantly telling me I'm not good enough, or I can't do it, or I can't make it. Whether it's whether it's that voice telling me I'm not a good enough father, my kids don't want to be around me, my kids want nothing to do with me, and I know deep down inside it's false, but there's always that little voice back there that's telling me otherwise. And whether it's with the parenting, or you'll never be good enough for the woman that you're with, or the voice telling me, your family wants nothing to do with you, your friends want nothing to do with you. Why do you keep pursuing this whole YouTube thing? You're not good at it. You'll never keep doing it. Or you'll never be able to make it as far as you want to with it, or anything like that. And for me, that's what the depression does to me, is it's constant thinking and constantly the voice inside my head telling me that I'm not good enough. And reminding me that, like, when I'm feeling lonely, it's because the people around me don't care. And while I know it's not true, and I do know deep in my heart it's not true, there's still that voice there to say otherwise. And it is very hard to get out of it. We'll talk more towards the end of what I do to get out of it, but let's continue.
Drawn to you, and you belong to me. I hope you see that now you're stuck with me. The voice inside your head, I am the poison in your veins. I toy with your emotions, I take pleasure in your pain, and I will make you just another fallen angel.
Get the fuck out of my head!
Hey, hold up, man, I'm not done with you. I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
Fuck this shit, I'm not comfortable. All I ever do is run from you. I can't accept this, I crave acceptance. I stay expecting the same exact thing, the same rejection, the same deflection, the same infection. My brain's defective.
Don't you want to come play with me? We can see the world, at least the darker side of it. I got in and left a mark inside your head. I'm not leaving till the heart comes out your chest. I've seen your soul, it isn't worth you keeping it. And your incompleteness is what's been completing me. The voice inside.
And this is, again, just another, them continuing the conversation. And again, when dealing with depression, like, really, and regardless of what people think, I can sit here and tell you all day that I don't give a fuck what people think. For the most part, I don't. Generally, I don't care what people think. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people that say they don't care what people think mean it. But at the same time, whether you care about what people think or not, somewhere at some point at some time, you still are thriving and still wanting to be accepted. And a lot of us that do the whole YouTube thing, especially those of us that do gaming, like I do gaming along with the music reactions, like a lot of us already have been dealing with anxiety or depression or something along those lines, a mental disorder, and this is our escape. Gaming for a lot of us is an escape, and they try to label. They've tried to label gaming as a mental disorder, but truth is, most of us game to cope with the disorders we've got, and I think that's what science is failing to realize. The gaming itself isn't the addiction; it's the feeling of escape. And the reason I say that, and a lot of people are like, oh yeah, well, people use drugs as an escape. And I get that. But the difference is, at least for me, I can go 3 or 4 days without playing a video game, and I'm fine. I don't feel withdrawals. I don't feel like my life's down in the dumps. But cigarettes, which I do have an addiction to, and I know I have an addiction to, if I go longer than 3-4 hours unless I'm sleeping without a cigarette, then I start to get really irritable. I start feeling the withdrawals. And I think that's the difference. There's not a feeling that I need video games in my hands or in front of me all the time. And that might be different for other people, and some people might handle different addictions different ways. I don't see gaming itself as a mental disorder, and I know I have now gone off on this incredible tangent, so we will get back to the song, and we'll wrap this up afterwards.
your head, I am the poison in your veins. I toy with your emotions, I take pleasure in your pain, and I will make you just another fallen
Get the
angel.
fuck out of my head! I see dark on the brightest day, I fight the pain. I just wanna gain some confidence, locked in a motherfucking box on top is a rock. I don't know how I got in this.
I do.
Fuck you, fuck everyone else in the whole world. I've been on the edge and I'm unsure. I have been feeling like something is building inside of me, killing me slowly. I feel like I'm dying, and I have been trying to deal with the stress. Life is a mess, I wish I've been blessed. I wish I was
Dead.
Maybe you're right.
You know that I'm right.
I'm sick of my life.
You sick of your life? Well, come with me now. We can end it tonight.
We can end it tonight.
The voice inside your head, I am the poison in your veins. I toy with your emotions, I take pleasure in your pain, and I will take you. You could be my fallen angel.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I do remember correctly, that is the suicide hotline. 1-800-273-8255. Suicide prevention hotline. For those of you that are wondering, so for me, my depression started really as a teenager, and I'm not going to go into any super details in this video. One day I will for you guys. There's a specific video that I'm going to react to at some point that I'm specifically going to use to tell that story. But I won't react to it. It'll be a review. But there was a point in time as a teenager I was very close to committing suicide, and one of the things I've learned is when I'm down in the dumps, and I don't suggest this for everybody because this isn't necessarily how it works for everybody. My mind works differently, just like everybody else's mind works differently. But for me, when I'm going through a severe bout with depression, a lot of what gets me through it starting off is listening to sad songs or depressing songs. And I know that might not make sense for a lot of people, but I listen to really depressing music. And what that does for me mentally is it reminds me that there are other people out there that have gone through usually much worse than what I'm currently going through, and they have found a way to push through and get to a better place. And it helps me feel like no matter what I'm going through at that time, that I too can push through and make it to a better place. But the number one thing that gets me out of my funk, and it's never immediate. When I go through bouts of depression, it usually lasts for a day or two. First, some streamer friends that I go and watch them play games. Joy is usually actually Joyful Death, for those of you that don't know. Look her up. She's very good at getting me out of my depression. When she's on, Mandy Cane Lane was initially the streamer that I first started watching who really got me out of depression. And then just my friends that stream, whether it's Briar LaCroix or Yemi or Chronoside. That's Yemi the Ferret or Chronoside. And then Cyberbard on the rare occasion he gets to stream. Tana, or just any of my Reaper friends in general. Any of them that are able to stream, or even people that do videos like Vash in the Pit. And I'm sure I've missed some people, and if I did, I'm sorry, guys. My mind's just kind of all over the place. watching them and, interacting with them and talking to them really does help. And second off is I look at specific things that, and this is actually usually what comes before the listening to my friends, because obviously my friends is very subject, like it's very time sensitive. Like if they're not on, and obviously I can't jump right into their streams. If I'm working, I can't jump right into their streams. But the one thing I can do, and the one thing I always start off doing, is I think about the ones that I'm fighting for, the ones that I'm pushing through for, whether it's my kids, whether it's my girlfriend, whether it's, um, her kid, or my parents, or my family, my siblings. I do understand that, I've got family that loves me. I've got people that love me. And I have to get through it for them. Not just for me, for them as well. And it really helps push me through it. And I have the reminders that I know they love me, and I know they all care for me, and I know they want the best for me. And even if the thoughts of some of the things that I've felt from them is what put me into the depression, I know that the depression is really just it's basically like a lying to me, and that voice is just telling me bullshit to make me feel bad about myself. And yeah, thinking of them for the most part is what pulls me out of it. And I mean that's it. And that's something like with this video, I know there's like a suicide hotline number and things like that. The one thing you guys don't have to worry about from me personally is the suicide thing. When I almost tried it, when I almost tried to commit it, I was a teenager. Um, First off, regardless of the depression, I understand I actually enjoy I love my life way too much. I mean, there's definitely some things that could be better, but that could be said for anybody. Um, Second off, I have a very deep sense of responsibility for people, um, mostly my kids. I will never do anything to take myself away from my kids, um, especially as long as they still need me here while they're growing up. And that deep rooted responsibility, I don't know where I got it from. I think I probably got it from my dad. Um, that is the number one driving factor to keep me from ever even thinking about actually committing suicide. Now, are there times where I've wished I was dead? Yes, but not to the point where I'm willing to take my life myself. I've thought, man, it'd be nice to just get into a car wreck or, die in my sleep or something like that. And while I'm thinking of it at that time, in the long run, I'm glad none of that has ever happened. But yeah, that's like the driving responsibility for my kids is like the number one driving force to keep me from ever even, like I said, considering going that route. And like I said, just the love for the people that are in my life. Like, I don't want to take that option away from me. I don't want to take me away from them. Because from my understanding, most of them like to have me around. I don't know why. I know why. Because we all love each other. But, that's it. That's all I've got to say on the matter for right now. Anyways, I'm sorry I've rambled on a lot. It's songs like this really get me. And I've actually, the reason why I said this is a review, I've listened to this song specifically. Like I said, I heard it once, and then I've actually listened to it quite a bit the last couple of days because I really love the song. And I wanted to take some time to process and think about what I was going to say during this review. And like, I didn't write any of it down or have cliff notes or anything sitting around on my computer screen or over here on the side where my mouse and D&D Player's Handbook mousepad is, or anything like that. I just, it was off the top of my head. I've been thinking about it. I'm sure there's some stuff that I've thought about that I forgot to mention. I'm sure there's stuff that I've brought up that I didn't think about initially at all. Just how things go. But that is going to do it, guys. If you guys like the video, be sure to slash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. Comment down below if you guys want to see some more Massive Man. Even if you don't, you're going to get him because I enjoy Massive Man. But give me your thoughts. What are some things you guys struggle with? I mean, I know a lot of my friends struggle with anxiety and depression. What is it like for you guys? How do you guys deal with it? Be sure to check the description down below for links to my Facebook, Twitter, Discord, and Instagram. Hit me up on those if you guys want to talk. And that's going to do it. I love you guys. Thank you all for watching. And I cannot wait to see depraved people later. Peace.